Yeah, very good afternoon. It's 10 to 4 in the afternoon here in the UK, and I just thought I'd make this little video for Bill, Old64Goat, and anybody else who wanted a little basic how to do the simple things in Vegas. Now, before anybody says there are better ways to do anything, I'm not a Vegas expert. I don't use Vegas myself. The only reason I have Vegas on my machine is so I can import from my cameras, and for some reason Vegas talks to the Sony cameras much better than Premiere Pro does. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going to switch over the view, and there we have Vegas, just as I've imported all of my files from my cameras. Now I'm looking at this monitor, but all my stuff is on the monitor over this side, so I'm trying to do this in a remote window, which is quite strange, to be quite honest. So the first thing you do, Bill, as you say, you already know, you grab a file, let's just pick that one, and you bring it onto the timeline, and it asks if you want to set your project settings to match that. Well, you say yes, okay. So if you drag it to the very start here, then that's where your clip will effectively begin. You don't have to have it there. You can move it sideways, and you can leave space to then drop something else in. Now, a quick way of making sure that you do that is if you go down to the bottom and here, this little icon here, if you hold your mouse over it, it says auto ripple. Now, auto ripple, if you click the little arrow, you've got affected tracks, bus tracks, markers and regions, or all tracks, markers and regions. Now, for you, Bill, I would say just do all tracks. It's the easiest possible solution for what you want to do. Okay, so we'll leave that as all tracks, and it's ready to move. So what will happen is if you had 2 or 3 different clips, they would all move in sync with whatever you were inserting. Now, the first thing you were saying was about inserting a bit of a clip somewhere else in the video. So, for example, this clip here, it's something I recorded last night, which is going to be one of my videos. Let me get the razor blade tool, which is what you need to split this clip here, and that can be found where are we? See, I'm looking because, as I say, I am no expert in this at all. That's the playback. Normal edit tool. Split and trim, normal edit tool. So if I wanted to cut, and I've got to say this cursor, there we go, if you drag the cursor by holding it in the middle, it moves quickly. If you hold it at the top, it moves, and you can see by the time code, which is just here, that it moves a lot slower. So let's grab it halfway down and choose a bit, for example there. So now what I want to do is I want to split that there. Now where that's split, and if I deselect that, I can now move this section away from that one, and then the whole lot will move with that gap in. If I select that one, I can move it away. So now let's say I want to do that again. Let me get that, and I want to split this off here. Then I can right click, split, I can move that away. I can then move this one further along, drag this clip, let's move that to there, let's just move that one further back, move those round like that, move that one into there, and move that one into there, and that means I've put this bit out of sequence with the other bit. So I don't want to move it, I want to move the cursor back to the start. So when I play that, maybe longer, 1940. I'm going to move it forward a bit actually, so that you can see that it's out of sequence. Let's press the stop button. Right, let's play from there. A bit of dirt round what this is. Now, that's one thing that I found quite interesting. It's not actually just sliding on the bench. This thing. Now, obviously, you can hear the audio track that is being put out by the other bit. There we go. We now go to that other bit, which was first. And there's me doing my time code. And again, if I stop that and move that to here. In fact, if I move it further along, press play from there, you can see that at the moment I'm messing with something in my hands, and then all of a sudden we jump back to nothing in my hands, to what we were looking at on the bench. So that's that section. Now, you were saying also about titles. Now, titles are easy. What you need to do is you come over to here and you right click. You then click insert a video track, and that gives you the option at the top here for extra video. So again, what you do now is you do insert text, and up comes the box. And you want to change the text. I will put on there, hello Bill. And if I want to change the colour of that text, I'll put that there, so we've got a yellow. If I want to make it blue, I'll make it blue. And you can see what's happening in this box here. So this allows you to select the colour, and you'll see it changing. If you want it more red, just drag up to the reds, and then you can choose an orange or a yellow. You can come up here, have a nice pink. So let's choose a nice pink. That'll do. So we've accepted that it's pink. We've said hello Bill there, and that's all we do. We just, if you want bold text, okay, bold text, there we go. If you want a different font, let's choose that font. Let's just highlight the text, choose that one, make it bold, make it italic, and center it. And then we go OK, and it puts your new title here. Now, at the moment, because we've got ripple everything on, it's moving everything. So if we go back to here and just do affected tracks, now that only moves the one that it affects. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight those two, just split that up a bit, move that to there, move that to there, and drag this to, let's say put it there at there. Let's drag that so that the cursor's over here. Now you can actually extend the length of this just by holding the edge and dragging it, or you can make it shorter. Let's leave it up there. That's going to be on screen 10 seconds now. So again, if we play, what you can see is you can see me fiddling with something in my hand. Then all of a sudden on the screen about now will appear hello Bill in pink. This one, and that will keep everything in the right place, and it will stay on screen till about now. Now the easiest way to, Let me shut the voice off now. The easiest way to describe this is that it's like when you're making a plastic model. You remember you used to get the water slide decals that go on the sides of the models. What you're doing here is you are making a water slide decal. This is your video track here. This is your audio track at the bottom. Just, you know, you can ignore that, you can hide it, you don't have to see it, but you've got your video, you've got your audio. Now this is another video track here, and this will allow you to put things on top of this video, and whatever's on top is what you see first. So if I go again, insert text again, now if I want to make another bit of text and put I'm testing, if I can not hit the wrong keys, testing this, and let's highlight the text. I'll learn to highlight text properly in a minute. Let's change this to that one, and let's make it bigger. And you can make it as big as you like. If you want this to be 70 point text, it will make it 70 point text. You can expand this window and this one to see the whole of the text. It's a bit fiddly, I've got to admit, and it's one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of Vegas. But there's that. Do we want it to animate? Well, let's fly it in from the right. All the presets are here. Float and pop, okay. Earthquake, yeah, let's go with earthquake. So let's, okay, default, let's see, earthquake. It'll say earthquake, I've just changed it to that. It's blue. Let's say we want a green earthquake, so there we go, that's green. Okay, let's close that, let's close that. Now we have the green earthquake text here, but if we want to slide that out, we can move that. Now if we only want to move that one the other side, we just grab it at the top and move it past. So we've got hello Bill, and then we'll put the earthquake in there. Let's move that there, and let's just play that short sequence. So here we go, we have 7-8 seconds in, we've now got hello Bill.
Phase these out and bring in the new 3-pin plugs that we use,
and then we carry on listening to me witter on about whatever plug I'm holding.
I know it's old because it says made in England on the plug, which, let's face it, nothing's made in England anymore. So, yep, and it's Eddie Swan branded. Clicks.
And here we go, earthquake.
And it does just unscrew, and it looks like these are.
And that drops that text in there. So let's stop that video again there. And say we don't like something. Say we don't like hello Bill. Let's just highlight it and press the delete key. Now that's moved the earthquake up to where that is. Now that might or might not be a good thing. We can move it back, but let's move that to the cursor. Now say I want to get rid of everything but the first minute of video. So what I would do is I would put in a right click split, then I would highlight everything from there, hit the delete key, and again I can highlight everything to the minute and hit the delete key. There's no more video on the timeline, so now I could bring in another bit of video and just put it down here and put it against there, and now we have that bit of video tagged onto the end. But say I only want the first couple of seconds, again I can do split, and then I can highlight this and I can just do delete, so I only get that bit. And if I want to put an end title in, again, insert text, and let's put here twist in, just for the sake of it, and say thanks for watching. Okay, we'll make that yellow, close that. That's put that here. Now I can either leave it on this timeline, or I can drag it down to the one below and put it in there, so that that becomes on the main video timeline. So if I just let it play from that end bit, you've just got me setting up my cameras here, nothing special. It goes blank. Thanks for watching. Now obviously you choose the text to make it the size that you want. There's the end of the video. You press stop, and you've then got your standard file, render as, your window comes up. Now because obviously this is a slightly different version, I get all these choices. But again, like you, I would go for MPEG-4, which is where there, and then I would choose which size I want it. Do I want it in 4K or do I just want HD? In this case, because it was recorded in HD at 25 frames a second, I would choose that one, and then just do a render. And here we go, that's almost done rendering. Okay, so then when I open folder, I'll just drag it in from this size. There's the video. It's 42 megs in size, and how long is that? How long is the entire video, more to the point? 1 minute 32 of 1080p HD video. In fact, it's at 50 frames a second. It's not even at 25 frames a second, so it did a conversion there. That's the easiest way I can show you, Bill, on basic editing with Vegas. Hopefully it's been useful. If it has, then fine. If it hasn't, just tell me to go sit in the corner and mind my own business. But it's not a difficult program to use. It's quite a straightforward bit of software. It's not my favourite, I'll be honest. It doesn't have the features that Adobe has, but I'm not suggesting anybody goes out and buy Adobe. It's far too expensive, and you can end up paying a fortune for a lot of software. So that's that. Now what you'll find is this hasn't actually done anything to my original files. They're all still there, and if I close that, do I want to save the changes? In this case, because I don't, I'm just going to click no, and you can see that there's my YouTube page that I was watching in the background, and my Winamp and everything else. I'll open Premiere and you can just about see the difference. It works exactly the same way, but that could be a tutorial for a different time. Let's do File, Open, and I want my master project because that has all my layout set up, and here we go. This works in pretty much the same manner, but there's no point in demonstrating that at this point. It would only confuse you. Thanks very much for watching, and hopefully this has been useful, Bill. Bye for now.